Hello, hello, hello. How are you, my friend? It has been forever since I have hopped on here live and actually had a knit chit chat. If you're newer around here, we used to have weekly knit chit chat, so it happened every Thursday, this time of day, every week. And then late summer, I was getting burnt out and I quit doing them so often. And I mean, so often as in I haven't had an Instagram live since the end of August. So hello to everyone joining. So excited to see you. If you haven't joined a weekly knit chit chat before, this is where we hang out and just chat and knit. Except for I just realized I didn't even bring my knitting with me. So I've already failed. If you have knitting that you're working on, let me know what you've been working on, or whether it's with you right now or whether project you've been working on recently. Since it's been so long, this honestly is going to be a catch-up. Not ketchup as in the condiment, catch-up as in catch up on everything that's happened since we last chatted, because it's been literal months. I mean, obviously I have stuff on my grid and stuff, but it's not the same as an Instagram live. It's always so fun just to hang out and interact with you here. So, yeah, what all has been happening? I've got all sorts of knits here, so obviously a lot has been happening. Let me see if there's anything. Well, I could mention, hello, if you're new to me, I am Jessica. I am the pattern designer here at Snickerdoodle Knits, the facilitator of Pattern Design Circle, and the founder of In Tandem Zine. I'm a designer who loves to make things that I love to wear that are cozy. DK Weight is definitely my favorite. Hello, Beth, adaptive knitter. And I love to connect with other people. It's definitely become my favorite part of running this business. I'm an introvert, so I years ago never would have thought that this would be what I love so much, but like I mentioned, I quit kind of doing the Instagram lives because I was really burnt out, going through a lot and just exhausted. But I've lost a bit of my oomph in my excitement for my designing and my business. Then I realized a lot of that is because I haven't been connecting with people like I want to. So I'm not going to commit to anything right now. I do know that I will do a live again next week talking about my trip to Vietnam, because I know folks have been interested in that. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what showing up live will look like, what connection really looks like yet this year, but I do know that it's necessary for me, and I love connecting with you so much. And I guess on that note, I actually haven't planned out 2023 yet. Yes, I know it's the end of February. And I'm usually a big planner. I'm a huge goal setter, planner. I love all of that so much. It just wasn't feeling right. And I was exhausted and worn out and frustrated, all of the things. And so I said, it's not going to happen until end of January at least. And then my aunt ended up inviting me on the trip to Vietnam for 2 weeks. She invited me New Year's weekend, and we went in February, the beginning of February, and so that kind of just became the perfect transition for me to say, all right, I'll plan after I get back. So I've been back for a week now, over jet lag, and excited to actually look at what 2023 is going to hold. So, but most of this live is actually going to be talking about the past. Looks like we just have one person left. Oh, it's Beth left here. Beth, what have you been knitting on lately? Or what do you like to knit on in general? So after my last Instagram live, August 25th, first thing that happened was that I released the Jazz It Up shawl, which is, I love it, honestly. It was a design, okay, I did show you the right side. It's a design that I created for Tippy Tree Yarns. This was her mystery knit along, Icon mystery knit along for February last year. And it was all inspired by Ella Fitzgerald, and it actually was perfect. The Ella Fitzgerald jazz, which jazz is a lot of improv. I kind of just improvised this design as I went. Like I said, I'm usually a planner, but this design, I knew like that what the stitches were that I wanted. Obviously I knew the colors that she had sent me, but I just designed what I wanted to knit really as I was going. And so that's the length of each section was just actually a bit of improv. I probably did some math along the way to make sure it all fit correctly, but yeah, so it's a really fun knit. It does have the eyelet bit of lace, but it's a lot of stack in it. It's a kite shape, so it's got a little fun construction to it for a shawl, and it's just cozy. This is DK weight. So it used, trying to think, I don't think it was 3 full skeins that she sent me. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, so these 2 colors were each 50 gram skeins. These 2 colors were each 100 gram skeins. So it's 300 grams total. But these were smaller skeins. So they are different colors, but you can absolutely make them with the same. Beth said she always has a hat on the needles, but shawls are her favorite. Shawls are, they're one of my loves for sure. I first started knitting shawls just a couple months before I first started designing. So I think at least a third, maybe more of my designs are shawls. But ever since COVID or the pandemic, I haven't been wearing them as much. And so I'm feeling conflicted because they're so cozy and fun, but I'm work from home. I'm always home. I don't have a whole lot of reason to go out. I live in the South now where it's not super cold outside. And so when I'm chilly, I want my arms covered too. I don't just want a shawl. So it's a struggle bus situation for me right now. I still love shawls. Like when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I love it so much. But I am definitely, that's why I'm moving more towards designing sweaters, is because that's more like what I wear right now. And thanks, Beth. She mentioned that that's how she designs too. It's funny how I just go in waves, and I think we all do that as humans. Like we just have fluctuations. We go through different seasons of life, different things happening. I usually, like to have everything all figured out beforehand, but sometimes it's just not the way it goes, and that's okay. So anyway, that was the Jazz It Up shawl that officially released in September, I believe. The yarns, the yarn colors are no longer available. Oh, I see Boston Jen joined. If you're still on, Jen, I don't know. Anyway, when I first started knitting, you were one of the first people I found on Instagram. So anyway, what I was saying. Oh, the base is still available. I don't honestly remember what the base is. I apologize. It's DK weight for sure from Tippy Tree Yarns. The colors are not available anymore. It was a fun collaboration because Tiffany was working on the colors and sent it to me and was like, what do you think? Do these colors look good? And I think it's this color that I I gave a bit of input that I thought she needed to adjust to get to this. So it was a fun collaboration just to have a little bit of a taste of helping with the colors too. And then after that, I think it was also in September, I released the In a Mood cowl, which it's been ages now since I've been talked about, right? Like, there was several months where I was talking about all the In a Mood stuff, but it's been a while. So for anyone new around here, the In a Mood series is this. There's 3 patterns. There's In a Mood cowl, scarf, and shawl, and the idea is that they all have 4 textures that are completely interchangeable, and so you get to knit whatever you're in the mood for. So I have the instructions on the pattern for the stitches, and anytime you pick up your knitting, you just decide what you're in the mood for. You can change your color, you can change your stitches, and just knit what you're interested in. And so I have more than one sample of the shawl. I only have 1 cowl and 1 scarf, but my samples are different. All of the test knits are different, and so it's just really fun. So the 4 stitch motifs are drop stitches, this lace, this garter rib, and probably just the plain garter. So that's fun. This was originally a collaboration with Hand-Dyed Diva, who is a local yarn shop. Well, Cheers to You was the local yarn shop. They ended up closing the yarn shop side, but they're still dying. Hand-Dyed Diva is their yarn. So they had a birthday celebration last March, which I just realized I was going to bring another sample down here and I did not. But they had a birthday celebration last March, and a couple of us designers designed new patterns for it. And so that's when the In a Mood shawl started. And then the In a Mood cowl and In a Mood scarf came later. So this is the cowl. So this is Hand-Dyed Diva here, but I had run out of Hand-Dyed Diva yarn because I actually designed the scarf first. And so then this is Malabrigo. Oh man, it's been forever. I usually remember all of my yarns. I don't know, it wasn't Malabrigo. What's the other one I'm thinking of? Not Manos de Ergoy. What is... Well, anyway, I can add it to the show notes at the end. I can add in the caption. So then this was the scarf, and it's exactly the same idea. I ended up just doing all of one texture at a time instead of alternating between them. So the drop stitches, well, it has some garter in it, is one whole section. The inside out garter rib is one section, and then the lace was one section. And so then the idea was that each section is one wrap, so that wraps 3 times. But it's obviously super easy to adjust the length. You can adjust the width by how many stitches you cast on, all of that. So these are both Hand-Dyed Diva yarns, and they're DK weight. So this is also DK weight because I love DK weight. And yeah, it's really pretty yarns. Hand-Dyed Diva does a lot of really bright colors, so this is definitely their muted side of their palette. But super fun. And they just announced, I just saw it yesterday, I don't know if that's when they announced it or if they had announced it a little bit ago, but for anybody local, they just announced that they are moving into a dye studio, and sounds like they will be opening it up for folks to come in. I can't remember if they said they will have a retail area for their yarn there or not, but Cheers to You, the whole yarn shop won't be opening again, but they will be opening up the dye studio for folks to come in, so that is exciting. They used to be located in Huntersville. They said now they'll be located in Charlotte, but it'll be close to where they were, so that's that. And then after those pattern releases, and among those pattern releases, I had several guests that I hosted here on Instagram. Those were always a lot of fun. I still haven't decided if I'm going to continue them at all this year or not, but there are just other knitwear designers that I love and adore that I wanted to chat with and introduce you to if you weren't familiar with them. And so those replays are always available on my Instagram. If you go onto my Instagram profile and you go to like the videos, you can look at different series, like you can organize by series. So like there's a series that's from all of the weekly knit chit chats. There is also a series from the featured designers. And so I had one featured designer every month last year. So all 12 of those chats are still there on my Instagram. So that's how you find them. If you have any troubles finding it, let me know. I know Instagram sometimes isn't the easiest to navigate. So, but I had, since we last chatted, I had Megan Jones of Little Nutmeg Productions, and she, in August, I've told you about this before on another live, but I had Julie of Julie Ann Knitter, who's also Twin Stitches Designs. And the reason I had those two was because they also were part of the Knitters Planner. Angela Tong, I believe, was the other person who was, but she wasn't available for a chat. So that's why she didn't end up as a featured designer. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Megan Jones, I was completely new to her work before this, working on the Knitters Planner. So that was a lot of fun. She has so many creative, artistic interests, like painting and all sorts of stuff, and that just excites me so much. So it was super fun. It was a very energetic discussion, and her little one was around, and so they were, by the end, it seems like they were making a bit of noise and stuff too. So it was a little bit, yeah, it was high energy anyway. And then after that one, I had Natalie Warner of Natalie and Stitches, who is just so sweet. I've hosted her inside the Design Circle as a guest speaker several times, and she's just a delight. If you aren't familiar with her, definitely check out that replay as well. And I guess anybody who's watching this replay, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, all of the featured guest discussions are also on YouTube. Those replays are there too. And then I had Tiff from Tiff Nealon Designs, and she's also so sweet. She also loves herringbone, which I love as well. And just feel like there's so many shared interests with her. So it was so special to be able to chat with her. And then I rounded out the year. Well, I think actually Tiff ended up last because she wasn't available. It didn't end up working in November. But the December guest was Johanna of Anna Johanna Designs. And that was super fun because her style is gorgeous. It's stunning. She has so many beautiful colorwork sweaters and things like that, but it's not my style. Like not something that I design for the most part. And so it was just a lot of fun to chat, and connected so well with her. I don't know. I might be biased, but all of the guests I've just absolutely loved. They filled my cup, and I hope they filled yours too. I hope you really found them inspiring, and maybe you found some new designers to support and work from their designs. And so, also among that, because that was holiday season, my in-laws visited in October, so we went up into the mountains, showed them the autumn colors, all of that, and then we went to my parents' place for Thanksgiving. Some of my childhood best friend and a bunch of my family got sick, had food, saw lots of fun folks. See you, Beth. Thanks for joining. The replay will be available too if you're curious to listen to the rest of it. But it was fun to hang out with you for a bit. And then, yeah, Thanksgiving stuff. And then I think that's most of the travel. We did go out to the beach for a few days in the fall. Yeah, and then, so then there was this release with, I don't have the rights to it yet, but it released with the Knitters Planner, which they might still have some 2023 planners left. I'm not absolutely certain. I know that I saw their last call email not that long ago, but they had 4 pattern designs, knitting pattern designs inside of the planner, and this was one of them. So this is the Perfectly Amiable cowl, which I have another sample of too, a smaller version that I didn't bring with me, but that version has the purple as the main color and then this light color as the contrast. And I don't think I was ever able to show this to you before, so this might be the first time I'm showing you. So yeah, it's actually mosaic knitting, which was my first time working with mosaic knitting, and it's really fun. So even though it's color work, you're not actually working with 2 colors at the same time. You only ever work with 1 color at one time. So you work, like, let's start at the bottom. Say you work just the purple, and you slip these light blue stitches and just work the purple, and then after you do the purple section, the next rows you only knit the blue, so like right here, and then you're just slipping the purple stitches. And so it works perfectly with this kind of color work where it's like not long sections between, and then that's so like right here you're only slipping these 2 stitches and these 2 stitches. Anyway, so it's really fun introduction to mosaic colorwork if you're not familiar. I actually should, I don't like the word should. Can you see the inside, please? Yes, absolutely. That's what it looks like. What was I gonna say? Oh, I would actually love to make more mosaic knitting colorwork designs, but I don't have any plans yet. This is the inside of the cowl. So it is not reversible for sure, but this is what so this is like the slips where you are slipping around. So you'll carry these strands behind as you're slipping stitches. So you do have to be careful that your tension isn't too tight. And yeah, but that is the most complicated part of it, is really just getting the tensioning. So I hope that's helpful, literally. Yes, it is. Well, it is my pattern. I designed it for the Knitters Planner, but I don't have rights to it yet. So I believe I get rights back in June, around then. So it's not currently available like on Ravelry, but I will definitely, I'll be posting it. I'll share it all when it's actually available individually as a pattern. And no problem at all, Sheila. Let me know if you have other questions. Let me know if that answered your question as well. And it includes a couple different sizes and things like that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so that was what I was saying. When I hosted Megan of Little Nutmeg Productions and Julie Ann of Twin Stitches Designs, they also designed patterns for the Knitters Planner. So Julie had a sock pattern, and I think Megan maybe had a sweater pattern. And Angela Tong, I don't know if it was a hat pattern. I don't even remember. I do have the Knitters Planner, but I didn't bring it down here either, so maybe I'll have to put a bunch of stuff in my stories after the Instagram live so you can see the things that I forgot. I can show you what the planner looks like and tell you what the designs were there. And so then after that was like New Year's time. So then it was the Herringbone Hygge pullover release, which I am definitely biased, but I definitely love it. Super cozy, comfortable pullover design. It has cropped and regular length in the pattern. It also has instructions for short, elbow, 3/4, or full length sleeves. Super easy to customize in lengths, and it's just a really cozy DK weight sweater. Circular yoke, top down, all stockinette except for the herringbone bands parts. So this was the 2-color version, and this is the fade version, which I absolutely love as well. So I'm a purple person. I always love purple. I'm starting to lean more to teals though. Like, I always love teal and turquoise. I'm a little bit picky about my purples. But this gold is not something I typically would knit with, and it's just so good. I love it. It was a recommendation from Laura of Camp Fiber Yarns. She provided the yarn for both of the sweater samples. It's her recommendation. At first I was like, I don't know. And I'm so glad. Like, it's so fun. It's cheery. And it's such a good combo. There are like little specks of this like orangey color throughout, and so it matches that bit really well. So this is the cropped version with 3/4 sleeves. The fade is the full length version, both for the body and the sleeves. And by the way, her kits are coming down tomorrow. I don't know what time of day, like I'm guessing end of day tomorrow, but so she has kits available for the fade and for the 2-color. The kits do not include the pattern, it's just the yarn, but she's figured out all of the yarn requirements so that you receive exactly how much you need for the pattern. She also exclusively created this fade for this design. So she has 4 skein fades, so you get 1 skein of each color of the fade that are available, that are leaving tomorrow forever. So I'm still trying to decide, do I need to buy myself another one? This is a fade that she created just for this design based on my wishes. So it's something that I love. I'm very partial to. I think it's gorgeous. Here, this shows a little bit more of the color. This one especially, I'm just like, I could just like knit with these colors forever. So if you are interested in these colors, especially, check out Camp Fiber Yarns before tomorrow night. I have links currently in my stories for that. Yes, isn't it beautiful? It's so pretty. And actually, she was like struggling to name the colorways for the fade, and I had a few ideas, so I sent them to her, and I had been struggling with naming my pullover, and she sent an idea, and we ended up using each other's, so that was kind of fun. Let's see. One of these is Sparkling Rain. Mallard is a color that's in her shop. That's always in her shop. So that was an existing color. She created these 3 to fade. So one of these is Sparkling Rain. One is, how am I forgetting? I don't know. Anyway, they're all water themed. So they were all like river water puddles. And which actually ended up working really well with Mallard. And then she had come up with the herringbone hygge because I really wanted something that was cozy and comfy kind of feel. So anyway, she named the pullover, I named the colors. That was a lot of fun. And then now, like I mentioned, I was in Vietnam for 2 weeks at the beginning of this month, and I will have a live next week. Thursday, March, I don't know what is it, let's see, 26, 27, 28, the 2nd maybe, of merch. And I'll show pictures, and it'll all be touristy stuff if you're interested in that. I know folks keep asking for photos. So I did that after I went to Europe last year, and folks really appreciated that. So I figured I would do that as a separate live. So if you're not interested, that's okay. Yeah, so that happened, and then I just opened the test knit for In Tandem's pullover, the pullover that I designed for In Tandem. So that is also a circular yoke construction. The neckline is not as wide, and the body is different. There's a design here. There's no herringbone in it. It's mostly stockinette, but it used German short rows to create a curvature here in the body. And so it's not the same comfy, cozy kind of design. It's a bit more sophisticated looking. It's not like fancy, but I know some of the other In Tandem designers have been showing sneak peeks of theirs. So let me see if I can show you a sneak peek without giving away the whole design here. This uses two colors. You can see a little bit of the German short rows, just a tiny bit of eyelet detail. Yeah, so this is the bottom of the body. So, if you are interested, I see Sheila, you said you're interested. The link is in my bio at Snickerdoodle Knits for all the test knitting information on. Thank you. All the test knitting information on Yarn Pond. I also posted on Snickerdoodle Knits. There's a post that has a few more, little bit of information. It's also on Yarn Pond, but sizing information, things like that. And then DM me, send me an email, whatever, for additional details. Like I can send you a photo if you're seriously interested in the test knit. Yeah, so that's designing stuff. In March, I will be teaching live 2 classes at the Craft Fest here in Charlotte. So if you're here in Charlotte area, first of all, if you're at the Craft CLT Fest, hopefully I see you. Maybe let me know beforehand. Feel free to come up to me, say hi. It makes my day when folks recognize me and they share, they introduce themselves, all that stuff. It's absolutely fun. Anyway, so I'll be teaching 2 classes live. I'll be teaching how to design knit and crochet patterns, and I'll be teaching how to knit brioche, both on Saturday, March 25th. So that will be exciting. It'll be my first time teaching live. So that'll be a new experience. I'm looking forward to it. Those registration for that, you have to go to WeCraftCLT is the Instagram handle. And I'll include that in the description of the video too. But it's on their website. So you can sign up for both of those classes there. And I'll be creating a new design for a simple design just for the class. But if you don't even know what brioche is, you're interested in both classes. Have fun. Yeah, if you struggle with finding the link to Sheila, just let me know. I can, send me a message and I can send you the direct links too. So my existing pattern design that uses brioche is intertwined shawl. This is a worsted weight shawl made with 6 and 7 fibers yarn. But this is brioche, where we have these vertical lines here. So I have one color brioche here, and then 2 color brioche here, and then 1 color brioche up here. So it's what creates this like ribbed look for the colors, and it's reversible, so the other side looks exactly the opposite. So brioche it's just a really fun, cozy, squishy fabric. And then it's also here at the bottom of the shawl, which you probably actually can see a bit better because it's a larger section. So this here, you can see the 2-color brioche. You can see the second color from behind here. And so that's where, when we look at the other side, it's the dark color that is prominent, and you see the light color peeking through. Right there. So that's what brioche is. Yeah, it will be a beginner brioche class. It will be completely intro to brioche. You should know how to knit and purl, and it'll be helpful if you know how to yarn over and knit 2 together. But all the details are in the class description. I'll send you, let me see if I have a pen here. So I can write down your, let me see. So I can write down your Instagram handle to send you the links. I don't think I do have a pen here. Maybe I will, here, I'll just screenshot it. There. So now I have your Instagram handle. I can send you the class links. But yeah, the pattern that I'll be designing will just be brioche. I mean, there'll be a cast on and a bind off, but it'll just be brioche is the technique. So we'll learn how to make 1-color brioche and 2-color brioche in the class. Yes, no problem at all. Where are you located, Sheila? Are you in Charlotte, or are you in a suburb somewhere? Okay, so then the other stuff that I brought to show was just the hearts knitting patterns that I was sharing on my Instagram. So, this was a whole nother story I was going to share. With all of I just had so much going on, and then the burnout and feeling frustrated with social media and everything last fall. My sister is a marketing student in college, and so she decided she wanted to help me out, take over my Instagram a bit. So she did a bit last fall, and then she got really busy with classes, and so then she had to drop it, and then she started again earlier this year, and then she got busy again. So that's why I went quiet posting on Instagram. I have everything all planned out, but it's a matter of finding the time now when I wasn't expecting it. So anyway, I don't remember what all actually posted to Instagram and what didn't, but there is which we're kind of a little late now. Valentine's Day is over, but I love hearts all year round. So this is the lovely heart dishcloth, and the pattern has a couple of different sizes in it. This is not actually one of the sizes in the pattern. I was just using up yarn, but it shows the same pattern in a variegated yarn. So I think it's a fun way to add a little bit of cheer to washing the dishes. This is available as a free pattern via my email list, or it's available for sale on my website, Revelry, all the places. I think I just changed out the links, so you can't get this from, thank you so much, Bobble Clubhouse. I had it linked, I had the free pattern linked in my bio until just earlier today. I changed it out for the Sunshine dishcloth, which I also did not bring with me down here. But it's a Sunshine. I knit it in yellow, but it's got a circle, and then it's rays coming out for the sun. Do I have an Etsy? Yes, I do have an Etsy. Not all of my patterns are listed on Etsy though. But I have all of my patterns on Lovecrafts and my website. Not all of them are on Payhip. But if there's a specific pattern you need, and for some reason it doesn't work to buy it on my website, you need it on Etsy, let me know. I'm happy to list it for you. But all of my patterns are linked in my bio. So if you click knitting patterns on my Snickerdoodle, okay, so if you go to my Snickerdoodle Knits Instagram account, you click the link that's there, and then you click knitting patterns. It has links to Ravelry, Lovecrafts, and my website. Etsy isn't linked there because they charge a lot more fees, and so it doesn't make sense for me to send people there usually. But just let me know. I can actually send you the link to my Etsy shop too, since I'm sending you other links, Sheila. Okay, so that was the Lovely Heart dishcloth, which also is super fun to see in colors that aren't red and pink. This is the Love Yourself shawl. Oops, the tag's still on there. But this I designed with Marionated Yarns. It's a fingering weight shawl with hearts, and I love hearts, so, and then it has a picot bind off at the edge. Here, it's all curled from sitting in storage, but, it's just a really pretty edge. And there's a 1 skein version and a 2 skein version in the pattern, and I knit the 1 skein version, I did the bind off, I took the photos, and then I knit the 2 skein version. So this is the 2 skein version. The 1 skein is shorter. So yes, yarn overs it's kind of funny because so many of us as new knitters, we accidentally make yarn overs without realizing it, and then it's a whole thing to actually learn how to knit yarn overs. Which also reminds me, I do have a YouTube channel that has several knitting techniques. So I have like how to knit a yarn over and stuff like that on the YouTube channel. And in all of my patterns, I link to those tutorials. So this is the Lovely Heart, not the Lovely Heart. I can do that. I apologize. This is the Love Yourself shawl. So it's all about, you're the person you live with 24/7. Love yourself. Do something special. This yarn has cashmere in it. So maybe it's knitting yourself a shawl. Maybe it's buying some yarn with cashmere in it. Maybe it's taking a bubble bath, whatever it is. Do something special for yourself. Another pattern is is that listed on your Instagrams? I don't remember if I recently posted about the Love Yourself shawl or not. But it's linked in the knitting patterns. If you go to the knitting patterns link, it's definitely listed as one of the patterns if you just click to Ravelry or Lovecrafts or any of those places. So this is with Love from the North. The YouTube, yes. So the YouTube channel in general should be linked in my Instagram, but I can send that too. I wish I had a pen I could list everything. I'm gonna send you links to the dishcloth and the classes. No, am I sending links to the dishcloth? The shawl and the classes. Anyway, whatever else you need, go ahead and just let me know when I message you. So this is color work on the palm of, these are super bulky mittens, and I designed them using stranded color work, but actually I have instructions in the pattern. You can also do duplicate stitch, and that's what I would do now. So how to do duplicate stitch is you knit everything in your main color. You just knit the whole mitten, don't worry about the color work, and then you go over it again in the black or your contrasting color, and you just work over the stitches. So that's what I would do now if I were to remake these. Because as it is, this meant that I had to carry my contrast color all the way through the back. Oh, thank you so much. And then so this is the super bulky pattern. This is 2 colors. The other mitten pattern, I don't have a sample because I knit the samples in kids sizes and I gifted them to the kids. But they're also adorable. They are bulky weight and instead of the contrast color, it's pearled. So it's a pearl texture that creates the heart. So those are called hidden love mittens because it's like the love is hidden because it's just this pearl texture that's on the palm of your hands when you open up your hands and you see the love. So those are my heart patterns that I have to share every Valentine's Day because I just love hearts. This actually was the first knitting pattern I released, was with Love from the North. So, is there a replay? Yes, there will be a replay. Thanks so much for joining, Sheila. The replay will be up on my Instagram afterwards, and it will be on YouTube. So, that is all of, I think, what's been happening since we last chatted. How often do you play? On Instagram, post video. I haven't done one of these knit chit chats for several months, but I usually try to just post regularly other content on my Instagram. This will be posted, the replay of this video will be posted right after I get off. So I'll be wrapping up probably in the next 5 minutes, and then I'll be on my Instagram account then. And I'll also share it to my stories so you can see it there. But I'll send you a message with all those links, and you can let me know if you're confused about how to find the replay too. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything. Thank you, Trish. It's fun to be here. I had talked so much about earlier, not so much, but I talked a bit about, I was reading the comment that said thanks so much while I was talking. I had talked a bit earlier about how, part of why maybe I haven't been quite as excited about my business is because I haven't been talking and interacting, and it just gives me so much energy and makes me so excited and happy. So, I guess I can't see your smiling face right now, but I can see your smiling icon. So it's mutual that way. So coming up, like I said, I have the 2 classes I'll be teaching live in Charlotte. I'm planning on hosting a free design challenge with Beth of Fig and Filament. And then I'm planning on hosting another workshop. This is all in March. Design business related. And like I said, I'll be also designing a very simple brioche pattern for the brioche class. And I think that's most of what's coming up for right now. I'm slowing down a bit on the design front, but this pattern will be coming out this year once the rights revert back to me, and the In Tandem pullover will be coming out this autumn, so there's still be stuff coming out. It's been so fun to hang out with y'all. Thanks to those of you who joined, whether you were able to join for the whole time or just for a bit. It's really, truly is so much fun to hang out and see you. Like I said, I'll be back next Thursday, same time, same place, to talk about the Vietnam trip. It'll all be travel stuff, all travel photos. So there won't be knitting content there. But until then, have a very, very beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. I know a lot of you are having, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. A lot of folks are having really, really cold weather. If that's you, I hope you're staying warm. I don't know if I should rub it in or not, but we have 80 degrees here today and sunny. My mom called me last night on her way home from work, and she hadn't looked at the weather app at all to see what my weather had been. And she called me just to see what our weather was like, because they were in the negative 20s all day Fahrenheit with the wind chill. They're in Montana. And so like freezing cold, and I'm like, well, we're in the high 70s and sunny. Our tree outside is blooming. Anyway, I For those of you who are in cold, blizzardy conditions, I know some folks have lost power. Stay warm, keep your knitting close, and whether you're outside, you're inside, your weather's nice or it's not, continue to find the beauty in every day. I'm so thankful you're here. Thanks so much for joining me. The replay will be available, and I look forward to chatting with you again next week. Talk to you later.